I know today is Health Wednesday and we have to go straight into health, but like I said yesterday, I have to continue what I started yesterday on the book of Revelation, and this is the part two of the book of Revelation. And listen, I'm not in a position where I say, if you don't get this, then no, I'm not done. I'm just bringing you all the dotted lines that you don't pay attention to, all the little details that are right before your face and you don't pay attention to. So I love my job. I love what I do, and so long as I have breath in me, because this is what the ancestors have asked me to do. The ancestors have asked me to teach our brothers and sisters, teach everybody to wake up. They're tired of these lies, and these lies that keep going around and making everybody think that, okay, this is who we are. You get what I'm saying? Our ancestors are tired of these lies. So it's our time, it's our duty, it's our responsibility to wake up to the truth and come out of the lies that we've been enslaved with for so long. And I know today is Health Wednesday, so I still want us to have the health feel. And this is what I would say. This is what I would say. Akwaba, everybody. Enianum na dofo. Enianum na dofo momo bibiara akwaba. Atamfo ina momo na akwaba ye do doma kumase. Da waye na humboa na yetumi ebehie mende so wo Melanated Truth Jumezido. Oye menije kesi bebre. De eda so tinkom, eda hun tinkom na doma kuma ye wa dom na etum aba wo phone do and our laptop do and our TV do na etum reshe Melanated Truth Jumedi. I'm just grateful. I love the fancy language. So that was just a bit of fancy welcoming everybody and giving praise and thanks to the Creator for life, for the gift of life. I'm always grateful for the gift of life. Also to the Mother Earth, Asasiya, our Mother, and all the powers that be. Esi Ajo Abene Awuku Yao Efi Amen. We also show gratitude to the powers of the earth, powers of the waters, what is above, what is beneath, powers of the fiery dimension. We also say a big thank you and gratitude to Nana Hofe Eja, to Naofe Jahima, yes, to Naofe Jahima and to Nanam Frama as well, and to all the powers and God and authorities that are in your backgrounds, and Nanan Numam, Wawa Gani, now all the powers in this nation, all the powers across the continent, all the powers across the globe. We are grateful for what you are doing. I also show gratitude to our ancestors who constantly lead us and guide us into the truth. Without them, we wouldn't be where we are. They have been working and they have been fighting for us. So it's only right that we show our appreciation to them. I know today's Health Wednesday, so let me leave you with just one health tip. You decide what happens in your health. The responsibility is on you. Whether you are sick or you are healthy, it is all on you. You decide the state of your health. If you want to decide that I'm never going to get sick again, you can do it. It all depends on what you are allowing into your system. Every single swallow counts. Yes. I know people love to cheat. I know people love to go back and forth and none of that. Every single counts. You should love your greens. You should love your herbs. You should love your seeds. And you should love your son. The combination of these things will definitely ensure that you don't get sick. That's my health tip for today, Health Wednesday. I couldn't come with Health Wednesday, so I want to go straight because I'm continuing the book of Revelation. So let's go straight into it. I want us to go into a couple of examples. Often apocalyptic writers will give you hints about how to interpret their vision, but you have to read very carefully to be able to tell or have an idea of what they are talking about. So I want to have you an example in Revelation 17. Revelation 17. We're going straight to action. Revelation 17. There's something there that I bet a lot of people have not paid attention to it. I mean, it's nothing major, but in as much as it's something very little, but I'm just showing you how you can determine that this is definitely not revelation by the gods or the powers that be. This is definitely a work of man. Let's go to Revelation 17. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven veils, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away into the spirit, into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So this woman was sitting on a hill with 7 what do you call it? Sit upon a scarlet beast. So the beast had what? 7 heads and 10 horns. This beast had 7 heads, and this woman was causing the entire kingdom to fornicate, the entire kingdom to go after her ways. So this woman is basically sitting on the seat, but on the beast. But this beast has 7 heads, which is symbolic, and also 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hands. So you also need to understand that the description here is taken from Ezekiel, when Ezekiel was describing. You understand? So it's taken from Ezekiel, but that's not the point I want to focus on. And upon her forehead was names. Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. This is what people want to call the golden grail, the holy grail, sorry. And upon her fornication was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the woman of harlot, an abomination of the earth. I saw, so this woman is pictured as somebody that is to be a harlot and to be an abomination on the face of the earth. Meaning this woman is directly doing something on the face of the earth that is definitely not what should be done on the face of the earth. And I saw the drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the myrrh and of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So if you're not getting a picture yet, this is supposed to be a demonic representation. A beast, a woman sitting on a beast, and this woman has blood all over her, and is prostituting and fornication with all the nations. And the revelator John goes to see this woman, and he has full admiration for the woman. Wait. Yes, go to. I know the New King Jameses would have a different word there, but it's basically saying the same thing. You understand? It's basically saying the same thing. But how can you have admiration for somebody that is supposed to be selling whoredom? Somebody that is causing the entire people to fornicate. How do you have admiration for her? What is wrong with you? How do you have admiration for such a admiration? How do you admire such a woman? Astonished, I rubbed my eyes, I shook my head, and I wondered. Like, whoa, what? Admiration, right? I saw a woman drunk with the blood, and that was from the message. I saw a woman drunk with blood, saying, and when I saw her, I marveled with great amazement. Why are you amazed? You don't get what I'm saying. I was in complete amazement. So why are you amazed? What is amazing about it? This is something that is horrifying. And you've seen, and this is something, I don't want to dwell here, but this, I'm just trying to show you the inconsistency of the pictorial representation of what this writer, John, is trying to portray to all of us. It's trying to make us see. But this is something most people read, and you need to understand, in the modern versions, it has been polished up. So when you read amazement and wonder, and you go like, but it's just amazed about it. No, this is one of the oldest King James, and he says what? I had admiration. I admired the woman. I admired her. But they are polishing it up to make it look like, no. It wasn't like I was admiring it. Let me not dwell on it. Let me continue. Now, yes, where it gets, we are told that this beast has 7 heads. The angel who shows this prophet, this beast, explained in verses 9 that the 7 heads represent the 7 mountains in which this woman seated. So let's go to verses 9. And there is the mind which had wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman seated. The 7 heads are 7 mountains. So don't go too far. Don't try to mystify it. Right there in the book, the writer or the prophet or the revelator is telling you this person, this woman, is the beast that the woman is sitting on. Is a system. And this beast is sighted on the city that is upon the 7 hills. We all know what this city is. Moreover, at the end of this chapter, verses 8, we are told that this woman is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. So let's go to chapter 8, verses 18. And the woman thou sawest is the great city which reigneth over the king. So this great woman, this great whore, is being revealed to you in the very book. Don't go too far. Don't mystify it. Hence, this is something that was happening in his time. This wasn't going on in another time. This was happening in his time. So we all know this is the city of Rome. This is what this verse is talking about. Why? Because Rome has captured basically the world at that time. Basically. And I say basically, you know what I mean basically. Who then is this great whore? Which city ruled the world at the end of the 1st century when this boom was written? When this book was written, sorry. I don't know what I was close enough. When this book was written, a city that has persecuted the Christians, leading to the flow of their blood, a city, in fact, that was known throughout antiquity, which has been built on the 7 hills, the city of Rome. This is the city that the revelator is talking about. Mind you, don't forget how this book is written, how apocalyptic literature is written. It has a beginning, which is addressing a suffering. It has a judgment that is coming, and it has a universal overhauling. It's going to be overhauled. There's going to be a takeover, a universal makeover. Right? At that time, Rome had captured everything and Rome was ruling over everything. So this writer obviously is writing because he's on the wrong side of Rome. So he's sort of trying to give hope to the people that don't worry, this Rome, this city, these people are going to have theirs given to them fair and square. So this basically talking about the judgment of the great city that the enemy of God and his people, you understand? So the enemy of God is basically going to have judgment. And the enemy of God in this case is the city of Rome, is the people of Rome. And Rome supposedly is persecuting the Christians at that time. It is called Babylon because in the Hebrew Bible, the city that was the enemy of God is Babylon, which destroys Jerusalem in the 6th century BCE. This is what Daniel was talking about. Babylon is also destroyed. Babylon also destroyed the first temple, and therefore Babylon becomes a code name for any city that would rise up against the so-called people of God. Mind you, at this point, the Jews and the Christians were not the same people. The Jews believed that they were the people of God. And the Christians now also believe that they are the true people of God because Jesus have come to restore them into the family of God. So, even on that grounds, the Jews at this time were not making this claim, but the Christians were the one running with this claim, and the Christians have no background. So the Christians still have to go back and borrow the concept of the Jews. So come to use this great whore of Babylon. So the terminology is actually coming from the book of Daniel. That is not something new. So Babylon is now become a code name for anybody that would rise against a people call themselves or calling themselves a people of God. So if I raise about 100,000, a million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 200 million people, and we all believe we are the children of God, and let's say another city comes up against us, they become Babylon now. So whatever I write, whatever I say, whatever, it is Babylon. So all these things, people running around and say, oh, the United States is the current Babylon. This is the prophecy. The United States is the modern Babylon. And God or Yahweh or whoever it is they believe in is bringing judgment upon these people. All these things are lie. And I challenge anybody to prove me otherwise. These are lies. There's no prophetic statement anywhere in the scriptures that is saying the United States is the new Babylon. There's no prophetic. Anyway, Rome was referred to in those days as the Babylon, the city sitting on 7 hills. Is the United States sitting on 7 hills? So this has nothing to do with our future. This was a book that is being written for the people at the time. Mind you, this book was even written way after the persecution of the Romans and the destruction of the Second Temple. So as we can see clearly now, that this bizarre symbolic vision can be explained within the text itself. We didn't have to go anywhere. And in this very chapter, within its own historic context. So this is clearly showing you that history that is happening here. This is no revelation. This is no telling me anything about the future to come of anything. All these lies that people are running around Babylon, we are coming out of Babylon, that is a lie. There's no prophetic word anywhere in the scriptures that talks about United States being the Babylon and a judgment coming upon the United States. Babylon is just a code name. Supposedly, anytime a people claim themselves to be the children of this God, they have their enemy. So we can have about 100 different Babylons in the existence of man. This is not talking about something which is in our future. It is talking about something in the author's own time. Let's now look into chapter 13, which is one of the biggest chapters, all the way coming from 12 all the way through 13. It's one of the biggest chapters in Revelation. Aside 6 and 7, I'll come to 6 and 7 later. What does chapter 13 says? And I'm only reading these things to help you, my brothers and sisters. And I don't mean any disrespect or step on anybody's toes. But chapter 13 is actually coming out all the way from chapter 12 verses 9. You can go to 7 or 8. You understand? And it's telling the story all the way down. But it gets to chapter 17. It says, and I stood upon the sand and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Upon his head 10 crowns, and upon his crowns names that blaspheme. And the beast which I saw, the same beast which we've spoken about in chapter 17, is being the same beast being described here. And these beasts we've seen in chapter 17 is a Roman Catholic. So this writer was writing something about a Roman Empire that was persecuting everybody at the time. And you will see in a minute. And the beast which I saw like unto a leopard, his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave his power. This is a straight copy. This is not prophetic. Go to Daniel, you see this there. This is not prophetic. I'm sorry, but it's not. And his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were numbered to death, and his deadly wounds were healed, and all the world wounded after the beast. Don't forget, this beast is deadly wounded. And all the world is wondered how this beast is deadly wounded. And they worship the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Again, not a copy. And they were given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth, and he opened his mouth in blaspheming against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in the heaven. And was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given to him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Power was given to him by who? The dragon. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation. So this is talking about those who believe in Jesus. Everybody else. This is not talking about you. I'm sorry. If you're still running around believing in this, you are still a Christian. I'm sorry. You are still caught up in the same lies. It's talk about those people go to, is your name written in the book of life? So where is the book of life? Which is the book of life? The minute those conversation comes out of your mouth, you're still a Christian. Because this is a Christian concept of a book of life that has some names written in them. And if any man has an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth shall be killed with the sword. Goes on and on and on and on and on. And comes all the way to this place. So it goes all the way. It goes all the way on to the chapter, to the verses 18, and it says what? Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. Count the number. This word is so key to understand. They are telling you it's not see the number. He who has understanding, you should count the number of this beast, and you will know exactly which beast we are talking about. You will know by counting. What do you mean count the number? Why do I gotta count the number of the beast? I thought I would just see 666 on the face, but count the number, for it is the number of a man. It's even giving you a clue right here. This beast, count the number, is the number of a man, and his number is 603 scores. 666. Count the number. It is a number of a man. So whoever this beast, whoever this John, with all the hula baloos and all the fictional characters and dragons and bees and horns coming up, this person is man. You didn't see that? You never saw this? This person is man. Is the number of a man, of air, not the number of all men, like some foolishness some people are going on talking about. No, it's the number of a man, not all men. A man. One man. Count it. It means what? You gotta learn to count the number. Wait, how do you learn to count a number? How do you learn to count it? Oh. Okay. Before I go ahead, we should understand that we are told here that these bees, 10 horns, 7 heads. We are also told that these beasts has experienced an eternal wound which will be healed. Okay? And now we are given the number 666, saying it is the number of a man. Now we have some people in the Hebrew Israelite going about saying that this 666 is the hidden code of the number for the black man. And they do not want you to know that this is the power. This is the power of a black man. The 666 is a number of melanin, of the melanin in the black man. What makes the black is the secret code of a black man. No, it's not. No, this is not. Stop telling lies to our people, please. We have suffered enough lies for us to be telling lies to ourselves. Stop telling lies. What do I mean? They talk about the fact that every human being has a 66 codings in their system, in their DNA, in their melanated, in their melanin chemical composition. That 666 no, 666 is not the chemical composition of the melanin. 666 is just a tiny piece, and as a matter of fact, it's talking about carbon. Carbon, which has what? 6 protons, 6 neurons, and 6 electrons. That is just carbon. That carbon is just a tiny piece of the chemical composition of melanin. It's not the whole thing. And as a matter of fact, carbon is in your mobile phones. Carbon is in your car. Carbon is all around us. Carbon is everywhere. So we have carbon. The ink. We have carbon everywhere. The trees are sucking in carbon. So are you going to say your mobile phone is the 66 is the hidden code for your mobile phone? For the trees standing at your forest? Please, stop telling lies to our people. Yes, there's 6 protons, neurons, and electrons in carbon, but we are excreting carbon. It means we are not even maintaining or holding on to the carbon that comes inside of us. Let's not do this. We've suffered enough. Let's not do this. Now let's go to the who really this man is about. This man has nothing to do with a black man. Has nothing to do with a black man. But let's go into details and find out who this man is really about. Okay, we need to understand that nobody has the original copies of the New Testament. We have Greek manuscripts that was produced centuries after the original copies of the New Testament. So all these go at this is holy, this is the scripture, this is the word. No, it's not. Not a single person, anybody that will tell you and say that we have the original copy is a lie. Nobody has the original copies. The furthest is the Greek copies of the New Testament. These were produced years later. In some of the Greek manuscripts, including one that has just been discovered, I think was discovered around 2017. I should think so, around 2017. It was recently discovered. The number of the beast is not given in the Greek manuscript as 666. The number of the beast is given as 616. It is a natural number following 615 and preceding 616. While 666 is called the number of the beast, it is not called the number of the beast. In most manuscripts of Revelation 13:18, a fragment of Elias Papyrus 115 gives the number as 616. Google it. I'm not making this up. You can search this. Google this. The number of the beast of the Greek goes on and on. It's associated with the beast of Revelation in chapter 13 and verses 18. Or the book of Revelation in most manuscripts in the New Testament and in English translation of the Bible, the number of the beast is 666. Right? It goes ahead to say, but in the Papyrus 115, which is the oldest preserved manuscript of the Revelation as of 2017, yes, it was 2017, as well as other ancient sources like Codex Ephraimi, Rescriptus, gives the number of the beast as 616, not 666. These are there. This is the fragment. These are there. This is telling you every Papyrus 115 has led some scholars to regard 616 as the original number of the beast. According to Paul Lewis, the number 666 has been substituted for 616, either by analogy with 888, the Greek number of Jesus. So, this is nothing. This whole subject of 666, it could be 616. According to all the findings that we are just reading, it's on your internet. Search it out. I'm not making this thing up. What does it mean that the number of the beast is 616 or 666? What does it even mean? Either ways, whether it's going left or it's going right, what does it mean? Anybody in antiquity would understand fully what the writer is talking about. There was an ancient practice in Judaism called gematria, which calculated the number of a word based on the numeric evidence of the letters found in the word. Most ancient languages, they did not use a separate number system for alphabet. The alphabet served as numbers. In English, for example, A will be 1, B will be 2, C will be 3. Just as in Greek, alpha will be 1, beta will be 2, and gamma will be 3. Go on and on and on. If you want to write a number, you would write the numbers that would correspond to the numbers, and you put a little tape above it to show that that is a number. You could do this to any word in antiquity. This author is telling us that the number of the Antichrist, who is a man, has a name with a numeric value, and you will total that number to be 666. That is why it is telling you in the 18th says what? For it is a number. Let him have understanding. Count the number. Why do you need counting? Because when you get the name of this person and count the number or the numeric value of the letters of the name, you would understand that it will sum up. It will total 666. 666. When you know numbers and their meaning, you would understand that numbers are very vital when it comes to spirituality, because every number is telling a story and every number is representing something. So we all know this number 7 to be the perfect number. Number 7 represents the number of perfections, right? So therefore, every time we see the number 7 everywhere, we say this is perfection. 7, perfect number. When you have double 7, it means a double perfection. When you have 777, it means triple perfection. Then the whole ideology of fasting for 21 days going into triple perfection. And it's widely accepted by all spiritual leaders that if you are able to go to fasting for 21 days, there is no way you would remain wherever you were before the 21 days. Spiritually, you get something up. And that's why I'm excited about our fasting coming up in August, our 40 days fast coming up. I'm super excited about it. Listen, you should know your life is not going to be the same after that fast. I know without a doubt. And then we conclude that with our sacrifice, our burnt offering. It's going to be awesome. But, so the number 7 we all know stands for what? Stand for what? Perfection. We all know the number 5 stands for, if you have been a Christian before, you know, or if you believe in the scriptures, you know, number 5 stands for mercy, favor. You can go on and on and on and on. The Spirit and on and on and on. Whenever we see the number 6, we know this number 6 is talking about no other than the number of men. The number 6 is talking about no other than the number of men. So whenever we see the number of 6, number of men, 7 perfection, man imperfection. Hence, it is telling you this is the number of a man. When you can calculate it, you would have 666. 666. Triple imperfection state of a man. So whoever this man is so not perfect and a horrible person. 6 is the number of men. So if therefore 6 is the number of men, and whoever this beast is figuratively, is representing a man, meaning this beast cannot be a divine being. Cannot be a divine being. Cannot be a God. Because this being has fully man, has so much imperfection. This being is not a divine being, is a man. So whoever you're looking for was a man that was alive. Fully alive. Let me continue. It says what? That is why he is the Antichrist, the one who is opposing God. But here's how you get 666. Or somebody asked the question, how do you get 666? Well, the scholars have long recognized that there's probably a way to figure out this name in the author's own historic context. Who is the beast? Well, it has 7 heads, 7 hills, the city of Rome. So whoever this beast is the city of Rome. And whoever this beast has 10 crowns, meaning he has a couple of people being in power, being in authority, being in rulership. So when you check the description, the historic description of the writer of Revelation, this is going nowhere other than the Catholics or the Roman system or the Roman Empire. Who was the first emperor? So now we ask the question, who was the first emperor of Rome to persecute Christians? He was Emperor Nero in 60 AD. 60 AD, the book of Revelation wasn't written. Hence, I say it again. This book is a pure apocalyptic literature. This is not a revelation by any God giving any person anything. When you spell the name Kaiser Nero in the Hebrew, the letters add up to the letters. And it adds up, the letters add up to the letters. The numeric value of the letters adds up to what? 666. When you spell it the other way around, so the 666 is with the N. And when you spell it without the N, then you have 616. So either ways that you decide to spell the name of Kaiser Nero, you are either getting the 666 or 616. The one with the end, 616, was the earliest one. And when people spelled the name differently without an N at the end of the name, the Nero, make it Nero, then we had the 666. So modern interpreters gave the numeric value of the spelling of the name 666. The ancient ones had it what? 616. This was talk about Caesar Nero. Search about him. Don't take my word for it. Listen, we've been lied to for so long. I don't got time to waste to come lie to anybody or play with anybody's head. Search it for yourself. So what the number of the beast? It appears to be the number of Caesar or Kaiser Nero, who persecuted Christians, who is believed in some Jewish circles, according to texts from the 1st and 2nd century, to be about to come back to come back from the dead, to be again the ruler of Rome, and to persecute the people of God. The beasts were covering from the mortal wounds. Do you understand? How can you see all this? How can all these evidences, these truths, these facts be in existence, and we be in this century still afraid, thinking Revelation is some futuristic prophetic word that is coming to pass? So everybody in the Christian circle and religious sect getting themselves confused, thinking there's something coming for everybody. So this is giving the opportunity for people to hide behind the scene and say that, you know what, they believe in the successes, they believe in this, and they believe in that, and they believe in, and this is giving them ideas of what to do. This is the blueprint of wickedness that they rage against humanity. Because you believe in stuff like that, they are able to go ahead and work with plans like this to terrorize you. When are you going to wake up? You think if you didn't believe in all of this, they'll go ahead and do the crazy things they're doing? Because they know the minute they do these things, you will blame them. But now they know you will blame it on the God that is coming. So you take your eyes off the game. They enslave you. You see, repetitions is one of the downfalls of synonymous literature. Repetition. When you go back to let's go back to the book of Revelation, and let's notice something in 6 verses 12. Okay, Revelation says 12 to 17. Let's read something there. So let's go. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black, and sackcloth of hair, and the moon became bloody. Sun became dark, and the moon became bloody. So people are busy chasing around blood moons. Have you seen the blood moons? Have you seen the sun? And have you seen the sun? And have you seen the sun? And the stars of the heaven fell onto the earth, even as a fig tree casted her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So this is happening, right? And the heaven departed as a scroll when it scrolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place, and the king of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in dens and in rocks and of the mountains, and said to the mountain and rock, fall on us, hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, from the great day of wrath is come. So Watch this. The great day of wrath is come. Who shall be able to stand it? So, everything is happening. Everything is coming to an end. There's destruction everywhere. People are begging stones to crush them to death. Because the end is here. And you are reading the book and you go like, oh, wow. But then you finish the verses 17, you realize there's still chapter 18. Wait, the world came to an end and everything was destroyed. And all of a sudden everything came back again. And the sun that was darkened and the moon that was red, everything, the stars start shining again. So which is which? Are we ending or we are continuing? Because after chapter 16, you read there are 12 more chapters. 12, 13, 14 more chapters to come. Repetition is the downfall of synonymous literature. Because they keep repeating themselves. Because this is not true. They keep going back and forth. There's no consistency of message. That's why they get you so confused. You don't understand because this is going here and this comes and this comes and this. You don't understand what is going on. This is what is going on. The writer of John, he was writing the book of Revelation with the books of Daniel and Ezekiel and certain portions of Isaiah right before him. He copied out of the book of Revelation, ditto copy. He copied Daniel 7, crucified it, and then put it right back into the book of Revelation. Then made his readers believe that it was the vision shown unto him by the Creator. He also studied the book of John and copied the ideas of Jesus being the Lamb of God. Because none of the Gospels in the entire Gospel spoke Jesus or said Jesus to be the Lamb of God. So the only place he's getting the idea of Jesus becoming the Lamb of God is from the Gospel of John. And I told you yesterday, this is not the son of Zebedee. This is an unknown John because the name John was very common in antiquity. So he studied the book of John and called Jesus the Lamb of God in Revelation. And also certain bits of the epistles of Paul calling Jesus the lamp over the Passover lamb, the sacrificial lamb. When we go to Isaiah 11, it talks about the universal knowledge of God in the end. So the universal knowledge that is coming in Revelations was already said by Isaiah. This is not new. This is not prophetic. This is copy. Daniel 12, 2, Isaiah 2, Micah 4, talk about the worldwide peace and redemption of the nations. It speaks of it in Revelations. That is not a revelation. That is history. Daniel 12, 2, Isaiah 26, 19 talks about the resurrection of the dead in Revelations. Ezekiel 37, 26 to 28 talk about the rebuilding of the temple in Revelations. And as a matter of fact, the whole end of Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel, talk about everything in Ezekiel coming in Revelations 22. To top it up, the book of Revelation had a promise that the book of Revelation had a promise that it still hasn't happened yet. Let's go to Revelation 22. Revelation 22, 12. 22, 12. And behold, I come quickly. My reward is with me to give every man according to his work. John 15, 1 to 12, sorry. Why hasn't this manifested? It says, I come quickly with my reward. Jesus saying, I come quickly. Copied from John. I come. Where is the quickly? How is 2,000 years ago quickly? How? And don't you tell me a day is like 1,000. No. Please. How is I come quickly? Heading over 2,000 years old. That promise still not come yet. That's why many of the church fathers actually try so hard not to see the book of Revelation in the New Testament Bible, in the Christian Bible, because they have worked so hard to produce the New Testament Bible, and they are going to convince the entire world this is a holy book. We don't need Revelation to come mess it up. That is why Revelations was not in the first Christian Bible. But somewhere, somehow, some people manage to bring it in. The church fathers go like, oh no. All our hard work is gone down the drain. All it takes is for Kojo Bento to dig deeper, and he would expose all the lies in this book. I'm just playing around. I'm not the first person to expose this. A lot of people have done works on Revelations. You can have them. You can search them. That's why it took so long for the book of Revelation to be accepted by Christendom, because they knew it was no divine book. I mean, much work has gone into the New Testament already. We didn't need any more complication that would expose us. And the book of Revelation came to do right that. And to top it all, when I hear people talk about Revelation chapter 7 and everybody going on about 144,000, we are the 144,000. Is everything okay? You are the 144,000? Do you know what that means? 144,000 of 12 tribes simply means is that you're going to get about 12,000 each tribe. Right? You're going to get about 12,000 each tribe. Okay. Do you have any idea the population of, if this is even supposed to be true, and the 144,000 was only supposed to be black men, because this is the main message of the Hebrew Israelites, right? So this is supposed to be the black men. 144,000 is supposed to be the black men, and everybody else that is so claiming to be messianic. We are the chosen people. We are the people that has been chosen. We are the people that is going to be gathered. 144,000, 12,000 every tribe. Do you know where the tribes are? What's the population of Nigeria? What's the population of Ghana? What's the population of South Africa? Who are going to qualify to be the 12,000? Mind you, listen, when you even make this an Israelite thing, I don't even make sense of it. People don't even know there's a difference between it being an Israelite and being a Christian. And this is not for Christians. Sorry, this is not for Israelites. This is not for Jews. This is for Christendom. This is for those who believe in Jesus Christ as their Lord and personal Savior. This work is only for Christendom. This is not for Jews. When are you going to wake up? This is for Christendom. So if you're fighting over this, that we are the 144, we are the 144,000, we are 100, you're basically saying we are the Christians, we are the Christians, we are the Christians. You don't even understand what you're saying. What are you doing? It's either you're a Christian or you're Israelite. At least, even the Ashkenazi Jews, they don't mess around. They just say, we are Jews. So they don't mess around with this. But you claim to be the original, and you the original, you are still fighting the claim of a Christendom, Christian teaching, Christian literature that came years later after the so-called original people. What's wrong with us? How can you be going around looking for 144,000? How can you do that? I don't want to go at anybody, but it's all over. Go to the Hebrew Israelite channels. You see them, Puerto Rico this, Haiti this, Colombia this and this. We are the 12 tribes. Are you crazy? They talk as if the slave masters, the slave owners came to and say, okay, you are the tribe of Dan. We are taking you here. You are the tribe of this. We are taking you to the Bahamas. You are the tribe of this. No! They were not separating anybody. They were putting everybody together. So how are you coming to the conclusion of this craziness? How are you deriving at this? If that is even the case, I'm not even arguing. Listen, if that's even the case, how are you arriving at this? All because they are fighting to be the 144,000. 144,000 are supposed to be Christians, fully Christians, not Israelites, not Hebrew Israelites, not nothing, not Africans. Christians. Christians wash their robes in the blood of the Lamb. So there you have it, Revelations. If you want to go ahead and still believe that Revelations is indeed a book for our people, written by the Creator, it's on your head. If you want to wake up today and tell yourself, you know what, enough is enough, I've believed in this crap for so long, enough is enough, then welcome to the Melanated Truth. My name is Kojo Bento. I love you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you don't miss any of our meetings and our upcoming videos. Share the link. Tell your family about it. We are waking up. This is the truth based on melanin. Stay blessed, guys.